चेक। ज्यादा इको मत करना। हाँ ठीक है, इट्स ओके। Please take your seats.
डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट का आयोजन किया जा रहा है। उक्त विश्व सम्मेलन उत्तराखंड विज्ञान एवं प्रौद्योगिकी
हिमालय की वादियों में बसी
हेलो, गुड आफ्टरनून लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, नमस्कार देवियों और सज्जनों। आज की इस सभा के माननीय मुख्य अतिथि महामहिम राज्यपाल उत्तराखंड और माननीय विशिष्ट अतिथि माननीय केंद्रीय कैबिनेट मंत्री रिजिजू जी सभागार में पधार चुके हैं। मैं आपसे अनुरोध करता हूं कि कृपया हॉल में अपना अपना स्थान ग्रहण कर लें। I request all students, student volunteers, everybody to find a place and sit. Within no time from now, we are going to start the function. I requested the PCR team to get it live for me so that I can sound the audience. Please get it live from the porch of the convention center. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Within no time, we are expecting the chief guest and the honorable guests of honor for this valedictory function. I request all of you, those who are standing inside the hall, to please find a chair for themselves and take a seat. मैं सभागार में उपस्थित सभी देवियों और सज्जनों, ऑर्गेनाइजिंग कमेटी के मेंबर्स, वॉलंटियर सभी से अनुरोध करता हूं कि कृपया अपने अपने स्थान पर बैठ जाएं. Within no time we are going to start this function. Honorable Chief Guest for today's function, Lieutenant General Gurmeet Singh, Honorable Governor of Uttarakhand is expected. We are about to start the program. मैं आपसे अनुरोध करता हूं कि कृपया अपने अपने स्थान पर बैठ जाएं. और मैं स्टूडेंट फ्रेटर्निटी से ये रिक्वेस्ट करता हूं कि at the time of the governor's presence inside the hall, no movement is allowed. Volunteers and faculty members are requested to please take care. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Honorable Chief Guest for today's valedictory function, Honorable Guest of Honor for today's valedictory function. I request all of you to please settle at your place, please. I request, ladies and gentlemen, all of you, dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, to kindly rise and join us at the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
मैं उत्तराखंड देहरादून से और उत्तराखंड के माननीय राज्यसभा सांसद श्री नरेश बंसल जी को मंच पर उनकी उपस्थिति हेतु आमंत्रित करता हूं। माननीय श्री नरेश बंसल जी। With the permission of Honorable Chair, am I allowed to start? वीर भोग्य वसुंधरा माँ भारती के हिमकिरीट नगाधिराज हिमालय की गोद में स्थित उत्तराखंड राज्य की राजधानी देहरादून में स्थित माँ सरस्वती के आशीर्वाद से अभिसिंचित, पुष्पित व पल्लवित विद्या के इस पावन प्रांगण में 6वीं वर्ल्ड कांग्रेस ऑन डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट के समापन समारोह के इस अद्भुत, अप्रतिम और पावन अवसर पर आप सभी का हार्दिक अभिनंदन, आप सभी का हार्दिक अभिवादन, आप सभी का हार्दिक अभिवंदन। सभागार में उपस्थित आज के इस वैलेडिक्टरी सेशन के मुख्य अतिथि महामहिम राज्यपाल उत्तराखंड लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल गुरमीत सिंह, PVSM, UVSM, AVSM, सभागार में उपस्थित ऑनरेबल गेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर ऑनरेबल यूनियन मिनिस्टर अर्थ साइंसेस गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया श्री किरण रिजिजू, गेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर Admiral D.K. Joshi, Honorable Lieutenant Governor, Andaman and Nicobar, dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, delegates, representatives from across the world, presenters, scientists, earth workers, faculty members, staff and students of Graphic Era, and the members of the organizing committee of 6th World Congress on Disaster Management. It is an immense pleasure and a moment of pride that we are here at the culmination of this 6th World Congress on Disaster Management. It was a wonderfully organized event under the flagship of the government of Uttarakhand, under the able leadership of Honorable Governor, Honorable Chief Guest, and other members of the organizing committee. A huge round of applause for all of us, sir. भारतीय परंपरा अनुसार अब हम अपने अतिथियों का स्वागत पुष्पगुच्छ से करेंगे। I request Dr. Durgesh Panji to kindly coordinate. We honor our chief guest and other dignitaries on the dais with a bouquet of flowers, a traditional Uttarakhand cap, and a book, Resilient India, How Modi Transformed India's Disaster Management Paradigm. This book was unveiled in the inaugural session, sir. This book is based upon the Prime Minister's zeal, his all efforts, and his wisdom on managing the disaster. माननीय महोदय, यह पुस्तक माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के अनुभवों पर आधारित एक संकलन है जिसमें डिजास्टर को हराने की, उससे आगे निकलने की और उसके आगे जाकर के अच्छे जीवन के प्रति अपने आप को समर्पित रूप से तैयार रखने की सारी विधाओं का वर्णन किया गया है। Thank you so much, sir. Now I invite Honorable Secretary, USDMS Government of Uttarakhand and Chairman of 6th WCDM, Dr. Ranjit Kumar Sinha, for his welcome address.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of every citizen of Uttarakhand, state government, and all those who have suffered to build a better Uttarakhand and better India, I extend a warm welcome to our Chief Guest, Honorable Lieutenant General Gurmeet Singh, PVSM, UYSM, AVSM, VSM, Honorable Governor of Uttarakhand. To our guest of honor, Shri Kiran Rijiju, Honorable Minister, Earth Sciences, Government of India. To our guest of honor, Admiral D.K. Joshi, Lieutenant Governor, Andaman Nicobar. Sir, we were preparing for this 6th WCDM in the shadow of Silkyara incident. And by grace of God, the day we started this 6th WCDM incident, we got through the tunnel and we were able to get all trapped personals outside. It was an acme of coordination among different institutions in any one incident I've ever seen. Even international agencies were also involved. All national agencies, state government, Government of India, everybody on toes. It was in the leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister, Shri Pushkar Singh Dhame ji. Even PMO and Honorable Prime Minister was in constant touch with us so that we can get through the incident. I also welcome all the delegates who have traveled from far places to participate in this Congress, the 6th WCDM. You have engaged with us, you have engaged among yourselves to brainstorm ideas about how to manage and how to mitigate any disaster. Sir, a lot of ideas have been floated, discussed, brainstormed, and their work is over now, our work now starts. It is our job to, decipher the idea, how an idea can fit into our system and get implemented. So thank you so much for your participation and your enthusiastic participation. I also welcome our Honorable Member of Parliament, Shri Naresh Bansalji, for his participation in this valedictory session. I think everyone present here participated and enabled us to write a better future for Uttarakhand, because we, as a hilly state, mountainous state, facing a lot of issues regarding disaster. We all know Himalayan ranges are very new mountain, still rising, reforming. So it's natural, we will face something, but when you build a better Uttarakhand, better nation, disaster can happen. Now it is up to us how better we can mitigate and manage the disaster to build a better, safe and resilient Uttarakhand. Farewell, wherever you are, and you have safe journey back to your home and places. Thank you, one and all. Thank you very much.
थैंक यू सो मच सर। अब मैं माननीय श्री नरेश बंसल जी, सदस्य राज्यसभा, से अनुरोध करता हूं कि वे उत्तराखंड राज्य और उत्तराखंड की जनता की तरफ से हम सभी को एक सूक्ष्म आशीर्वाद प्रदान करें। माननीय श्री नरेश बंसल जी।
आपदा प्रबंधन पर पिछले 4-5 दिनों से चल रही कार्यशाला के समापन पर मंच पर उपस्थित हमारे प्रदेश के राज्यपाल लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल रिटायर्ड गुरमीत सिंह जी, एक अन्य राज्य के हमारे यशस्वी राज्यपाल, उनका भी मैं उत्तराखंड की देवभूमि में अभिनंदन करता हूं। हमारे यशस्वी केंद्र में मंत्री हमारे बड़े भाई किरण रिजिजू जी, उनका मैं देवभूमि में हृदय की गहराइयों से स्वागत करता हूं। और उत्तराखंड के आपदा प्रबंधन के सेक्रेटरी श्री रंजीत सिन्हा जी, अन्य अधिकारीगण, ग्राफिकेरा के चांसलर श्री कमल घनसाला जी और उपस्थित सभी इस अंतर्राष्ट्रीय कॉन्फ्रेंस में आए हुए महानुभाव, जिन्होंने पिछले 3-4 दिनों में बैठ कर के उन परिस्थितियों में यहाँ पर आपदा प्रबंधन का अध्ययन किया, विचार विमर्श किया। जो चुनौतियाँ आज बदलते परिवेश में देश ही नहीं पूरे अंतर्राष्ट्रीय जगत के सामने हैं। अभी अभी उत्तराखंड ने, मैं समझता हूँ, विश्व का सबसे बड़ा रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन चिलक्यारा की सुरंग का सफलतापूर्वक किया है। हमारे राज्यपाल जी भी वहाँ ग्राउंड जीरो पर गए थे। एक अद्भुत ऑपरेशन वो 18 दिन का था, जिसमें मजदूरों को जीवन और मृत्यु का संघर्ष, धैर्य की परीक्षा, सारी जो टेक्नोलॉजी उपलब्ध है उसका समन्वय और उसके साथ साथ आस्था का भी समन्वय, बाबा भोगनाथ की जिस प्रकार से सबने प्रार्थना की और उसका परिणाम सफल निकला, उसके लिए भी सबको बधाई है। हमारे मुख्यमंत्री जी ने वहाँ पर जीरो ग्राउंड पर रह करके जिस प्रकार से सारा समन्वय किया, प्रबंधन किया, सारी टेक्नोलॉजी को जुटाया और सारे प्रदेशवासियों ने उसमें अपने शुभकामनाएं, अपनी प्रार्थनाएं उनके लिए दी। मैं देवभूमि में आप सबका स्वागत करते हुए इतना ही निवेदन करना चाहता हूं कि उत्तराखंड में आपदा कोई नई बात नहीं है। आपदाएं यहाँ आती रहती हैं और उनसे जूझने के भी हम आदी हो गए हैं, लेकिन फिर भी 2 चीज़ों पर ध्यान दिया जाना जरूरी है कि एक तो आपदाएं कम से कम कैसे आएं और आ जाएं तो उनसे निपटा कैसे जाए। चिलक्यारा का ये अनुभव मैं समझता हूं कि मैकेनिकल और टनल इंजीनियरिंग के छात्रों को भविष्य में एक अध्याय के रूप में उनका मार्गदर्शन करेगा कि ऐसी चुनौतियों से कैसे निपटा जा सकता है। बदलता हुआ जो विश्व का पर्यावरण है, जिसमें सारे देश कोशिश कर रहे हैं जीरो एमिशन की, हमने भी कहा है 2070 तक लाएंगे। उन सब परिस्थितियों पर आपने विचार किया ही होगा और उसका जो भी कुछ मंथन निकला होगा, मैं समझता हूँ वो देश के लिए बहुत ही परिणामकारी होगा। पुनः एक बार फिर आप सबका अभिनंदन, स्वागत, धन्यवाद। जय भारत, जय केदारनाथ।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर। We clearly understand now that we have to strike a balance, a very positive and strong balance between ecology, economy, development and disaster. With these words, I would like to now invite on stage Professor Durgesh Pant, Director General UCOST, the Chairman, Scientific and Technical Committee for 6th WCDM, for present a brief report.
Well, good afternoon to you all, Honorable Governor, Lieutenant General Gurmeet Singh ji, और Honorable Cabinet Minister, Shri Kiran Rijiju, our Lieutenant Governor, Admiral Shri Joshi ji, our Secretary, Disaster Management Department, Dr. Ranjit Sinha, Convener, Dr. Anand Babu, and Graphic Garage Chairman, and all those delegates, experts, plenary experts, speakers, they have come from all across the world, from all the continents, and from more than 51 countries, since the representation was there, and online there were close to, so it was represented by about 70 countries, this World Congress. So it is a phenomenal success with regard to WCDM. Applaud and salutations to all. And as our Secretary Sahab has mentioned, it was in the wake of this Silkara, this crisis. And look at the bounty of God, the kindness of God. The day it started, the very same day it got resolved out here. So again, it is the power of divinity, it is the power of collective prayers of all these people from across the world. I'll read out, I'll be brief, because there were a number of, over 4 days, there were sessions, more than 60 sessions, special sessions, inclusive sessions. There were so many special features, those were planned, and those were so beautifully executed. I'll read out quickly. The 6th World Congress on Disaster Management was jointly organized by the Uttarakhand State Disaster Management Authority, DMICS, Hyderabad, State Council for Science Technology, Dehradun, from 28th of November to 1st December, and the theme was Strengthening Climate Action Resilience with a special focus on mountain ecosystem and communities. This World Congress provided a large platform for researchers, policymakers, and practitioners from over 50 countries who deliberated on various issues. All the plenaries, special technical sessions, special feature events, poster presentations, and other events were planned and executed by the Scientific Technical Committee. And altogether, there was 6 plenary sessions, 20 special sessions, 6 special feature events, and 50 technical sessions. Over 600 researchers, practitioners, scholars, policymakers, and grassroots workers too participated in these events. For all the plenaries, special sessions, there was experts, those who delivered keynote addresses, and there was chairs, co-chairs, and they all participated in different panel discussions. The technical sessions were also grouped in 5 major thematic areas. Those were innovation in DRR and resilience, and how beautiful it is. Yesterday, we handed over our presidency to Brazil, and Brazil's representation was out here. So DRR was the main working agenda for this thing. And again, how beautiful. Yesterday, COP28 started in Dubai. So South-South, out here, we are handing it over from India to Brazil. Other hand, Middle East, from Egypt, it has been handed over to Dubai. So starting from climate action to this thing, every single point was deliberated on all across. Now from this Himalayan state, this DRR movement will go all around everywhere. So there were abstracts we received, and out of those, 250 were invited for presentations as full papers, and 46 poster presentations were there. Full-length papers were also evaluated. There was a committee for this. External referees were there. In addition, oral presentations were there. And we had rapporteurs who, now we will come out with a detailed report. Dr. Anand Babu, the convener of WCDM, finally, because they organize a function in which this awards and these certifications are provided to different states, to different presenters, so that will happen sometime later. And the faculty from all universities from across the country, they also served as reviewers, session coordinators, and volunteers. And one of the remarkable feature of this event was active participation from all the people, from top policymakers to grassroots level workers, volunteers and students. It was an overwhelming response from the community-based organizations from the Indian Himalayan region, representing various states from Ladakh to Arunachal Pradesh. and with such tremendous response and participation, if you feel this event, this Congress has been a grand success, please respond with big applause if it is so. Can I play a 2-minute film which summarizes this entire event? 2-minute film.
हिमालय की वादियों में बसी देवभूमि उत्तराखंड की राजधानी देहरादून में शुरू हुई 6th वर्ल्ड कांग्रेस ऑन डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट। एक मंच, एक उद्देश्य, एक लक्ष्य के साथ भारत में आयोजित हुए प्री इवेंट्स एवं कॉन्फ्रेंस और प्रदेश के विद्यालयों में आयोजित हुए कार्यक्रमों के साथ 28 नवंबर 2023 के दिन उत्तराखंड के यशस्वी मुख्यमंत्री श्री पुष्कर सिंह धामी जी ने दीप प्रज्वलन कर आपदा प्रबंधन के इस महासमागम का आगाज किया। उद्घोषणा की एक ऐसे मंच की जहां 50 से अधिक देशों के विद्वानों, विशेषज्ञों, वैज्ञानिकों और छात्रों की भागीदारी से 60 से अधिक ट्रेनिंग सेशंस, सैकड़ों पेपर प्रेजेंटेशंस और परिचर्चाएं संपन्न हुई। एनडीआरएफ, यूएसडीएमए, डीआरडीओ, भारतीय सेना और विज्ञान के क्षेत्र से जुड़ी संस्थाओं ने प्रदर्शनी का आयोजन किया एवं प्रदेश भर से आए कलाकारों ने सांस्कृतिक कला के प्रदर्शन से उत्तराखंड के भव्य आतिथ्य का परिचा। आपदा के विरुद्ध एक बड़ी जीत हासिल करते हुए उत्तरकाशी सिल्क यारा टनल में 17 दिनों तक फंसे 41 मजदूरों को सफलतापूर्वक बाहर निकालने की खबर ने कार्यक्रम को और भी उत्साह से भर दिया। 4 दिनों तक चली 6th वर्ल्ड कांग्रेस ऑन डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट का समापन एक अंत नहीं बल्कि एक शुरुआत है आपदा प्रबंधन के क्षेत्र में नए आयामों पर जाने की। साथ सोचेंगे, साथ लड़ेंगे, साथ जीतेंगे।
Of this Congress, Professor Davis. Thank you so much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, till yesterday it was Sendai Declaration. Now today I invite Professor Durgesh Panji, DG UCOST, to kindly unveil and present the Dehradun Declaration of this 6th World Congress on Disaster Management. Sir.
Professor P.K. Joshi from JNU, can you please help me with? This is a Dehradun declaration that has come out of this 4-day deliberations. The preamble says the theme of the 6th WCDM was strengthening climate action and disaster resilience with a special focus on mountain ecosystems and communities. This World Congress reiterates the voices of the Himalaya as found in the Atharva Ved. Mata Bhumi Putroham Prithivya. Earth is my mother and I am her child. For us in India, the earth is sacred. The Himalaya is sacred. Our concern for ecology is our homage, our reverence to our mother, the earth. Recognition. This World Congress recognizes the challenges being posed by the youngest mountain systems in the world, the experiences of the local communities, and the voices dependent on these systems. The Himalaya has been known for frequent hazards and disasters, and the amplification of these by ongoing climate changes, the global crisis. The systems balanced in place and the active participation of the communities provide respite from such risk, hazards, and disasters. This World Congress proposes action items that the Himalayan states need to prioritize and which the entire mountain systems of the world can look towards. And these could as well be extended to other fragile and vulnerable systems. Action item. May I invite Professor Ian Davis, London Oxford Brookes University, and also associated with Amrita University for strengthening disaster resilience. Opera.
Strengthening disaster resilient preparedness. The youth, the future leaders of the mountain states need special preparedness to strengthen disaster resilience. Towards achieving this goal, the school and college curriculum should have components which include disasters, disaster risk reduction, and disaster resilience. The vulnerable sections of society, such as children and women and elderly, they need special attention during disaster response. Now, to address this issue, the World Congress proposes to establish regulations and legislative frameworks. Inclusivity, including participation of differently able communities, has emerged as an important outcome of these deliberations. The need for developing a science of survival focused on this special group in particular and the entire population at large is a significant component of this outcome. And finally, the World Congress calls for special financial instruments through budget allocation or CSR identification towards disaster risk reduction and disaster resilience. And this should be applied to all kindred projects and their implementation. Thank you.
May I now invite Ms. Liam Ete from Arunachal Pradesh.
Protecting mountain ecosystem. This World Congress proposes to bring this special emphasis on ecosystem approaches for disaster reduction, risk reduction, and implementation of nature-based solution, nature-climate solution customized in Himalayan region. Identification, recognition, and appreciation of local communities as experts and blending indigenous knowledge system with contemporary technology and prediction tools for better understanding of disasters and solution thereof. Fostering institutional collaboration for data information sharing to understand the intricacies, geological, hydrological, ecological, and social of Himalayan system for infrastructural development and project planning. Ensuring component of disaster risks and disaster reduction in environment impact assessment, EIA, during project implementation, customizing and re-emphasizing the concept of continuous monitoring and evaluation of ongoing projects.
Thank you, Liam. Now I invite Dr. Tobias Nakunti, UN Family, University of Nairobi, Kenya.
Empowering mountain communities. This World Congress proposes community engagement and education about the specific risks they face and to prepare them to respond to disasters. Extensive use of traditional knowledge and local language, culture, for better understanding and participation. The Congress also proposes investment in community-based early warning systems that take into account local knowledge and involve community members in monitoring and responding to early warning signals. The Congress also proposes strengthening and diversifying livelihoods and livelihood systems to reduce dependence on vulnerable sectors and thus ensuring disaster preparedness, response, and recovery. The Congress also proposes facilitating creation of networks and partnerships between communities, self-help groups, government, non-governmental institutions, and other stakeholders to enhance collaboration for disaster-resilient cultures and practices.
Thank you. Now I invite Professor Hemante Ranasinghe, University of Shri, Jayawardene, Pura, Sri Lanka.
It is advocating for policy integration. Advocate emphasis on policies and practices which focus on disaster risk reduction and strengthen timely disaster response. Establish a state-of-the-art Institute of Disaster Management focused on providing tailor-made, customized policies and action inputs for disaster risk resilience in Himalayas. The institute should be set up on a mission mode with instrumentations suitable for identifying, understanding, and developing required knowledge and database, and information systems for disaster risk preparedness and reduction strategies. And finally, ensuring components of sustainable ecosystems, safe environment, and healthcare in case of emergencies and pandemics in the Himalayas. Thank you.
The last one, the concluding one, Dr. Shireen Sahajam Naomi, Korea University, Bangladesh.
Commitment to innovation. Strengthening the Himalaya diligence and knowledge system to contribute to innovative approaches, methods, practices, and framework for a disaster-resilient society. Collaborating and communicating the best practices of disaster risk resilience and response in tough, vulnerable, and fragile terrains. Encouraging startup and investing in entrepreneurship for developing new tools and application for emergencies and disaster risk resilience in the Himalaya. Developing innovative frameworks in the line with Silkayara model of resilience, recovery, and response for the Himalaya states and mountain ecosystem. Thank you.
In witness, wherein the participants and organizers of this 6th WCDM affix their pledge to work tirelessly towards a resilient and sustainable future for the Himalayan communities, thereby contributing to the global endeavor for a safer and more secure world. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Now it is my present duty to invite on the dais Admiral D.K. Joshi, PVSM, AVSM, the Lieutenant Governor of Andaman and Nicobar Islands, an honorable guest of honor, for his brief address and blessings to the Congress.
Honorable Governor, Lieutenant General Gurmeet Singh Ji, Honorable Minister, Shri Kiran Rijiju Ji, in absentia, Honorable CM Shri Dhami Ji, Honorable Member of Parliament Shri Bansal Ji, Professor Kamal, Dr. Sinha, Professor Durgesh Pant, whom all of us have seen, was a prime driver insofar as the organizational aspects of the conference were concerned and was seen all over. Academics, scholars, distinguished delegates from more than 51 friendly foreign countries, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, I congratulate Uttarakhand government for the very successful conduct of the 6th World Congress on Disaster Management 2023. Physical participation of 51 countries and total attendance by 70-odd nations, including in the virtual mode, is in itself an achievement to be proud of. Doubly privileged to also have been the guest of honor during the inaugural session, it is an absolute honor to be part of the Dehradun Declaration, which I am certain will prove to be a landmark milestone once all its linked papers are published, as Dr. Sinha has assured us. The recent multi-agency successful rescue of the Uttarakhand tunnel incident under close monitoring of Honorable Prime Minister and Uttarakhand government stands as a testament to the resilience, courage, and coordinated efforts of the local administration, defense forces, NDRF, first responders, and other participating agencies. The experience gained from this operation should be closely examined for incorporation into our broader strategy for disaster management. It also highlights the importance of investing in infrastructure that is resilient to natural disasters. Uttarakhand and its plucky residents have bounced back and displayed resilience despite countless natural disasters, including the Kedarnath tragedy, repeated cloudbursts, and landslides. Honorable PM's 10-point agenda on disaster risk reduction and his visionary approach to disaster management on various occasions like the COVID outbreak, Kashmir floods, Kutch earthquake, and the 1979 Morbi Dam breach inspires us towards creating a disaster-resilient nation. Takeaways of this conference have been far too numerous. I would limit myself to mentioning a very few among them. During the plenary session 5, which I attended, it became abundantly clear that capacity building of human resources is the most important element of the planning for disaster risk reduction and developing resilience. Inclusiveness of the society through effective communications, developing local level field experts, and women empowerment are few significant phases of human dimension in disaster risk reduction approaches. Developing a pool of trained volunteers with different capabilities and abilities is the need of the hour, and India has taken this initiative in developing the Apada Mitras towards this goal. Two-way communications in capacity building approach also acts as feedback mechanism and is much required to bring local context for effective convergence. As became evident in one of the technical sessions, resilience must be strengthened with better technology. Our response to distressed bridges, for example, has been Bailey bridges of 1940 vintage, which today are choking our roads and becoming unsafe. The Uttarakhand government took a bold initiative to launch a new generation modular bridge in Sonprayag in 2016, which greatly improved and far more resilient responses. Stocking such bridges will improve disaster response, increase highway capacity, and pay immediate economic dividends. Such solutions must be explored. As mentioned by Professor Durgesh Pant, Uttarakhand's initiative of Science of Survival holds much promise, and I have no doubt that it will be developed to its logical conclusion to benefit disaster management functionaries globally. The impact of the disasters can be reduced with proactive actions. In this era of artificial intelligence, we should continue to emphasize upon innovative solutions for global coverage of early warning systems and integrating them with the local response systems. This global conference has focused on a three-pronged climate action strategy: the innovation to drive climate adaptive technologies, collaboration to develop climate resilient ecosystem, and communications to implement climate responsive practices will continue to drive our efforts for creating an effective disaster management regime. Community-based DRR, investment in research and development, resilient financial systems, risk assessment, sustainable natural resources management, strengthening social safety nets such as social protection programs and insurance schemes for vulnerable populations, and building partnerships for international cooperation is essential for disaster resilience. The 3M themes, that is mitigating disasters, managing risks in fragile ecosystems, and managing human-engineered conflicts, leads us to build the resilience of mountain ecosystems and communities by focusing on people-ecology dynamics. This prestigious event has provided an excellent opportunity through plenary sessions, technical sessions, and special feature events to scientists, researchers, policymakers, and practitioners from around the globe towards strengthening climate action and disaster resilience with special focus on mountain ecosystems and communities. As we conclude this global event, I appeal to all of you to carry the lessons learned from both the discussions here and the real-life situations like Silkyara Tunnel rescue operations. Let our collective commitment be a beacon of hope for a future where disasters are met not only with immediate relief, but also with a steadfast resolve to build back stronger and safer. I urge everyone to be a part of this journey towards realizing the Viksit Bharat vision of Honorable Prime Minister of India through a disaster-resilient nation. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for your attention. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir. All of us, we are aware that the roadmap is clear. We have to take a conscious step, and we have to be ready and prepared. Thank you so very much. Ladies and gentlemen, amongst us now we have the voice of young India, Honorable Shri Kiran Rijiju, Honorable Member of Parliament and a Cabinet Minister, is an Indian politician from Arunachal Pradesh, who is the Cabinet Minister of Earth Sciences in the Government of India since 2023, and a Member of the Parliament in Lok Sabha from Arunachal West since 2014. Earlier, he has served as the Minister of State for Home Affairs, Minister of State for Minority Affairs, Minister of State's independent charge for sports and youth affairs, and Law Minister in the Government of India. These portfolios, they suggest the power, the aggression, the humility, and the power of speech of the country. Sir, we are proud and privileged to have you here amongst us. I now request you for your address.
Namaskar. First of all, I'm grateful to the organizers for inviting me to this wonderful, the closing ceremony of the 6th World Congress on Disaster Management. We are fortunate to have the Honorable Governor of Uttarakhand, Lieutenant General Gurmeet Singh Ji, who is the chief guest for this function. Honorable Lieutenant Governor of Andaman and Nicobar, Admiral D.K. Joshi Ji, my colleague, Member of Parliament, Naresh Bansal Ji, the Secretary of Uttarakhand Disaster Management Authority, Dr. Ranjit Kumar Sinha, the Chairman of Graphic Era Group of Institutions, Dr. Kamal Ghansala Ji, Director General of UCOST and the Chairman of the Scientific Committee of 6 WCDM, Dr. Durgesh Pant Ji, Convener of the 6th WCDM, Dr. Ananda Babuji, all the distinguished delegates coming from different countries who are our special guests during this conference, the distinguished scientists, researchers, all the experts and the stakeholders, my dear young student friends, ladies and gentlemen. This is a conference which is very scientific and very technical in nature. I have come with as it is normally practiced, with a prepared text. So, after getting this report, the Dehradun Declaration 2023, 6th World Congress on Disaster Management, I've just quickly glanced through it, the preamble, recognition, and all the action plans. I thought I will depart from my tradition. I will not make a speech from my prepared draft because my draft speech will be overlapping, repetitions, and already which you have deliberated in details in last 3 days conference. And as I flip through the pages, you have exhaustively dwelt into details of all the relevant issues, not only for disaster management, but further going for disaster risk reduction. I have closely handled this ministry, this subject for a long time, especially when I was looking after the home ministry. So I was looking after the disaster management department. I had the fortunate of attending many of the international conference. And much before that, in 2005, when the National Disaster Management Act was passed by the Parliament of India, I was the first speaker in the Parliament in 2005 when this NDMA was enacted in the Parliament. After the Hugo framework, India became a signatory to the world commitment. So we have to adopt it internally as a nation state. And then after the Hugo framework, when we shifted to the Sendai Declaration, all those articles mentioned are being adopted. And it is very gladly mentioned by the Honorable Lieutenant Governor of the Andaman and Nicobar during his remark about the 10-point agenda mentioned by the Honorable Prime Minister. The 10-point agenda of the disaster risk reduction adopted by India during the Asian Ministerial Disaster Management Conference. I was the chairman of the Asian Ministerial Conference of Disaster Risk Reduction, and those 10 points which were propounded by the Honorable Prime Minister were adopted. So we are going very well, and I'm also glad that India is one of the first and few countries to adopt National Disaster Management Plan. We launched that in 2018. So if you see in the past and now how India has emerged
as a major nation in terms of providing not only relief and rehabilitation, but a leading nation for the coalition of the international disaster group. So we are aligned with many of the countries across the globe, and today India is a leading nation in dispatching our team of experts wherever disaster happens. If you see how we are conducting our evacuations, the disaster teams which are professionally performing, one of the incident which we just saw recently in Uttarakhand, it is a matter of great pride and a relief that the rescue operation was conducted in such a professional manner despite so much of challenges. And finally, when we were having a cabinet meeting in Delhi, the Honorable Prime Minister informed that the operation is successful. I must compliment the government of Uttarakhand, the Honorable Governor, the Chief Minister, and the entire team for carrying out such a laudable, successful operation. And we all, the whole country, were much relieved. So when we talk about disaster conference like this, I think all the minds, like-minded thoughts have come together, which have formed this Dehradun Declaration. Now, if you see the situation, what we see around, the disasters are happening every now and then. And if you see the intensity, it is increasing day by day. Primarily, there are two reasons. One, the climatic behavior has become much more intense and unpredictable. Secondly, we human beings are going beyond our limited horizons. For example, if there is a flood, normal flood because of, say, cloudbursts or heavy rainfall, whatever, if it damages the properties, roads, bridges, if it takes away the lives of the people, then we treat it as a disaster. But if it happens normally, we don't treat it as a disaster. So human encroachment into the environment of the nature is conflicting the humans with the nature, resulting in huge disaster, which we call it disaster. Otherwise, if it doesn't hit us, we don't consider it as disaster. Similarly, now we have shifted from mere disaster management to disaster risk reduction. So the scientific approach is happening. We are integrating our policy with the disaster resilience. So I'm sure during this course of discussion, the action plans, the policies of the policymakers are to be sensitized. यहाँ कई बच्चे हैं ये यूनिवर्सिटी के, इतना शानदार यूनिवर्सिटी में आप लोग पढ़ते हैं, इतना खूबसूरत आपका यहाँ ऑडिटोरियम बना है. आपको इतना अगर जानकारी होगा कि पढ़ाई का अपना अपना क्षेत्र होता है, लेकिन डिजास्टर के बारे में, डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट, डिजास्टर रिस्क रिडक्शन, इसका जानकारी किसी को भी होना चाहिए. वो सब्जेक्ट मैटर ही नहीं है. तो मैं तो ये कहता हूं कि अब डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट को कम्युनिटी लेवल, लोकल लेवल तक ले जाना है. तो इतना शानदार यहाँ कॉन्फ्रेंस हो रहे हैं, तो इसका असर हर जगह, इसका प्रभाव होना चाहिए. आज भारत ऐसा एक मुकाम पर पहुंचा है कि लोग देखता है कि कोई भी प्राकृतिक आपदा आती है तो भारत इस पे बढ़ चढ़ करके हिस्सा लेंगे. अब पिछले 10 सालों में नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में जितना भी रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशंस या जिस तरीके से हमने डिजास्टर को हैंडल किया है, आपको अंदाजा लग जाएगा कि भारत कितना मजबूत राष्ट्र के रूप में उभर के आया है. अभी हम लोग, जैसे मैंने कहा कि डिजास्टर में क्या होता है, नॉर्मली हम लोग सिर्फ सोचते हैं कि इसका सबसे पहले तो उसको बचाना है, रेस्क्यू करते हैं, फिर हम लोग रिलीफ देते हैं, फिर रिहेबिलिटेशन करते हैं. सो इनिशियली वी स्टार्टेड विद इमीडिएट रेस्क्यू, फिर उसको रिलीफ देना, फिर रिहेबिलिटेशन. नाउ इट्स ऑल्सो लॉन्ग टर्म रिकंस्ट्रक्शन. तो ये प्लान एक तरफ चलेगा, दूसरा तरफ मिटिगेशन का प्लान चलेगा. डिजास्टर रिस्क कि अगर अर्थक्वेक 7 पॉइंट रिक्टर स्केल में आया तो भी घर सेफ कैसा होना चाहिए. अगर यहाँ कोई प्राकृतिक आपदा बुरी तरह आया, हम अपने आप को बचाने के लिए पहले से तैयारी क्या करना चाहिए. हर सरकार का, हर डिपार्टमेंट का जो डेवलपमेंटल पॉलिसी है उस पर डिजास्टर रेजिलियंस को किस तरह से अडॉप्ट करना है. ये सारा जो पैरेलली हमको आगे चलना पड़ेगा, नहीं तो एक आपदा आया पूरा तबाही कर देगा. वन डिजास्टर, वन मेजर एक्टिविटीज ऑफ एनीथिंग कैन न्यूट्रलाइज होल अप्रोच, द होल एफर्ट्स ऑफ डेवलपमेंट. तो इसलिए जो बदलते हुए इस दुनिया में मैं तो कभी कभी देखता हूं कि ये दुनिया कितना खतरनाक से ये डिजास्टर को आगे फेस करने वाले हैं. जैसे हम देहरादून में बैठे हैं या दिल्ली में बैठे हैं, हमको अंदाजा नहीं है. हम क्लाइमेट चेंज, वेदर बिहेवियर के बारे में पढ़ते हैं, जानते हैं कि हाँ खतरा है, खतरनाक स्थिति को हम सामना कर रहे हैं. कितने लोग महसूस करते हैं. अभी मैं नॉर्थ पोल जाके आए, नया विभाग संभालने के बाद मैं आर्कटिक में गए, तो आर्कटिक में सी लेवल राइज का जो खतरा को देखते हुए वहाँ जो आइस मेल्टिंग है नॉर्थ पोल का, उसको हम देखा तो वो तो 3 गुना यहाँ जो आम बाकी अर्थ में, बाकी पृथ्वी में और जितना क्लाइमेट वार्मिंग हो रहा है उससे 3 गुना ज़्यादा वार्मिंग वहाँ आर्कटिक में हो रहा है. वहाँ लिमिटेड लाइफ है, लिमिटेड स्पेशीज है. एक का भी अगर नुकसान हो गया तो आपको पता चल जाता है कि हम बहुत खतरनाक दुनिया की ओर जा रहे हैं. 40 साल पहले जो जहाँ पूरा आइस रहते थे, आज वो आइस खत्म हो गया, वो सिर्फ पानी बन चुका है. और उम्मीद लोगों का ये है कि हम किसी तरह से उसको रोक सकते हैं. अदरवाइज तो अगर 2 मीटर वाटर राइज हो गया तो कितना हमारा कोस्टल रीजन तबाही की ओर जाने वाले हैं. तो मैं ये डिटेल में चर्चा नहीं करूंगा. मैं सिर्फ ये संदर्भ इसलिए बता रहा हूं कि जब हम बहुत सामने से जब देखता है तो खतरनाक जो स्थिति आने वाला है, जो आने वाला कुछ सालों के अंदर में, उसका तैयारी हमको रहना पड़ेगा. इसलिए हमने अपना विभाग में सोचा है कि वेदर के बारे में हम लोग सब पढ़ते हैं, वेदर फोरकास्ट करते हैं. आज भी मैं जब एयरपोर्ट में उतरा तो यहाँ आने से पहले हमारे जो इंडिया मेट्रोलॉजिकल डिपार्टमेंट, जो इंडिया का सबसे पुराना डिपार्टमेंट है, जो ये वेदर फोरकास्ट करते रहते हैं, वहाँ ऑफिस में हम गए और उन लोगों से बातचीत किया, कैसे उत्तराखंड में आप वेदर फोरकास्ट, डिजास्टर प्रिवेंशन के लिए क्या क्या आप लोग कर रहे हैं. मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूँ कि डिजास्टर के लिए आपने देखा होगा जैसे साइक्लोन वगैरह आते हैं तो परफेक्ट एक्यूरेट हम फोरकास्ट करते हैं. इतने बजे इतना इंटेंसिटी का यहाँ साइक्लोन आने वाला है, तो 2 दिन पहले इवैक्यूएशन हो जाते हैं, सब कुछ ठीक ठाक हो जाते हैं. तो पहले लोग हजारों लोग जान गंवाते थे, आज एक भी जान नहीं गंवाते हैं, क्योंकि हमने सारा जो प्रिपरेटरी वर्क्स है, तैयारी पहले कर लेते हैं. लेकिन इसको आगे क्या सोचना है, फ्रॉम वेदर फोरकास्ट तो वेदर मैनेजमेंट. अब मैं वेदर मैनेजमेंट के बारे में कोई भाषण तो नहीं दूंगा लंबा चौड़ा, लेकिन हम ये मानते हैं कि आगे हमको साइंस के माध्यम से ये सोचना होगा कि जैसे हम पानी को एक जगह जाने से रोक के एक जगह भेजते हैं, या हम चेक डैम बनाते हैं, डिजास्टर को रोकते हैं, या कई तरीका हम अपनाते हैं, वैसे वेदर मैनेजमेंट हम सिर्फ कल बारिश होने वाले हैं, परसों बर्फ पड़ने वाले हैं, क्लाउड बर्स्ट होने वाले हैं, ये ग्लेशियल जो लेक है वो बर्स्ट होने वाले हैं, इतना ही तक सीमित नहीं रह करके हम आगे जा करके वेदर मैनेजमेंट, जैसे कि आर्टिफिशियल रेन होता है या कई तरीके के होते हैं, जैसे मैंने कहा मैं डिटेल में इसका चर्चा नहीं करूंगा क्योंकि ये बहुत टेक्निकल भी है और इसका बहुत कुछ और आगे करना है. लेकिन हमारा सोच ऑलरेडी है कि हम वेदर फोरकास्ट से वेदर मैनेजमेंट में कैसे शिफ्ट करना है. ये हमारा भविष्य के लिए, हमारे युवा पीढ़ी के लिए, हमको साइंटिफिक माध्यम से आगे चलना है। तो कई चीज़ें हैं, हम ओशन में जाते हैं आजकल, हमने बहुत आसान कर दिया है। अब हमारा फिशरमैन वगैरह जाता है या शिपिंग रूट्स में जितने लोग जाते हैं, सबको डिजास्टर से कैसे बचना है काफ़ी हमने कदम उठाया है। अल्टीमेटली मैंने जैसे कहा, मैं बहुत ज़्यादा लंबा टेक्निकल बात तो नहीं कहूँगा, लेकिन आम सरल भाषा में ये जो 6th वर्ल्ड कांग्रेस ऑन डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट को आम लोगों तो कैसे ले जाए, यही हमारा सक्सेस स्टोरी तय करेगा। द मोर सक्सेसफुली वी टेक द डिक्लेरेशन ऑफ सच ग्रेट इवेंट टू क्लोज टू द पीपल, देन वी विल ट्रीट एज ए सक्सेसफुल carrying out of a conference. Because after all, it is the community people who will have to be resilient in handling any kind of disaster situation. To handle any hazardous situation, every individual must be disaster resilient. He must be aware of how to conduct himself. आज हम लोग यहाँ बैठे हैं, अर्थक्वेक आ गया, क्या करना है तुरंत? हम अर्थक्वेक प्रेडिक्शन नहीं कर रहे हैं, नहीं कर पा रहा अभी भी, लेकिन हम एफोर्ड कर रहे हैं कि कम से कम 30 सेकंड पहले अर्थक्वेक आने से पहले हम बता तो सकते हैं कि अर्थक्वेक आने वाले हैं। मैंने अभी सिस्मोलॉजिकल सेंटर जितना है वह देखा है। हमारा जो करात में बोर होल है, नाउ वी हैव डग अप टू 3 kilometers, but we are planning to go beyond 6 kilometers. So we have made the bore hole up to 3 kilometers, 3,000 meters depth. Then now we are finding so many things. Earthquake का जो phenomenon है उसको हम लोग पता चल रहा है, लेकिन अभी तो हम लोगों ने जो टिप, आइसबर्ग का टिप भी पता नहीं किया है, इतना गहरा है, इतना बड़ा इशू है। वैसे ही हर एंगल में हम लोग साइंस के माध्यम से आगे हमको बहुत कुछ पता करना है। So all the experts who are here today, your contributions, your work, your dedication are basically leading us towards a better future. This will take us to a situation where we can handle any situation in a much more robust manner. मैं जो मैनेजमेंट कमेटी के सारे जितना सदस्य हैं, खास करके इस शानदार यूनिवर्सिटी के जो लोग हैं, यहाँ के जो चांसलर हैं, वाइस चांसलर हैं, आप सबको मैं धन्यवाद देता हूँ कि आज मुझे आपको यूनिवर्सिटी में आने का मौका मिला। तो मैं गवर्नर साहब का ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं लूँगा। मैंने पहले ही कहा था कि गवर्नर साहब आया है, तो हमारे गवर्नर साहब आर्मी ऑफिसर रहे हैं, तो ये डिज़ास्टर सिचुएशन बड़ा फिजिकली प्रैक्टिकली हैंडल किए हैं। हमारा एलजी साहब हमारा अंडमान निकोबार से आए हैं, एडमिरल साहब, उन्होंने कितना सागर में इस तरह का जो आपदा जो आते हैं उसको हैंडल किया होगा। अब मैं भी मंत्री होने के नाते मैं एक्सपर्ट तो नहीं हूँ, लेकिन इन सब चीज़ों को अप्रिशिएट करते हुए सरकार की ओर से क्या करना है, आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के देख रेख में उसके गाइडेंस के साथ हम आगे जो भी आज इस तरीके का आप लोग जैसे बैठे हैं, ऐसा जो पॉलिसी मैटर, ऐसे जो रिकमेंडेशन आते हैं, उसको हम अपने पॉलिसी में, सरकार का जो आउटलुक में कैसे हम इसको सम्मिलित करें और पॉलिसी में इसको रखते हुए भविष्य को कैसे हम अच्छा और एक मजबूत भविष्य खड़ा करें, यही हम करना चाहते हैं। और फिर गवर्नर साहब और हमारा एलजी साहब पूरे टीम को आज साथ में हम यहाँ पा करके बहुत हम प्रसन्नता मिला है, बहुत खुशी हुई है। मैं सबको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ। जय हिंद।
Koti koti dhanyawad, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, I was right. This is the young voice of Indian Parliament. So much concern about preparing India, resilient, prepared, tough and robust. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have amongst us as a chief guest for today, Lieutenant General Gurmeet Singh, PVSM, UYSM, AVSM, VSM, His Excellency the Governor of Uttarakhand. General Gurmeet Singh has served the nation as Deputy Chief of Army Staff, a man known for his military deftness and proficiency in the Indian Army. Lieutenant General Singh's personality is a combination of bravery, courage, kindness, compassion, simplicity, and honesty. An expert in taking tough decisions in his military career, General Singh is broad-minded, soft in his spirit, heart, and his thoughts. He has compassion, love, and affection for all. He has a special attachment with soldiers, warriors, and martyrs. He was also the chief execution patron of Rashtriya Sainik Sanstha. He has been participating in TV, media on First Focus as Jai Hind General and as a defense expert. He has been awarded with 4 presidential awards and 2 commendations by the Chief of Army Staff during his nearly 40 years of service in Army. Param Vishisht Seva Medal, Uttam Yuddha Seva Medal, Ati Vishisht Seva Medal, and Vishisht Seva Medal. Ladies and gentlemen, he has also served in Banbasa of Uttarakhand during his tenure of Army. Let's welcome him with a loud round of applause. Sir, I invite you for your address.
Namaste. Namaste from entire Uttarakhand. Namaste actually means the soul of Uttarakhand greets soul of each one of you. Each participant from all the 70 countries and pure parivar ko Atma se greetings. With folded hands, researchers, scientists, delegates, and representatives from 70 countries worldwide, I would like to thank you, each one of you who participated to deliberate and discuss on the disaster as a universal threat. ये जो आपने मंथन और चिंतन किया है, this deliberations and discussion, इसका जो अमृत निकलेगा वो सचमुच हमको हरेक हमारी चुनौतियों के लिए सिद्धि और सॉल्यूशन अवश्य ही देगा. I also very deeply want to thank all of you today, especially those who are present here, because it was very touching that the 6th World Conference on Disaster Management, the moment this auspicious meeting started, the success in our challenge started rolling out. So you are the one who brought that good luck to each one of us. And they say, success breeds success. And hereafter, I think what we have gone through will tell us how to take on the challenges in life when this thing happened. In fact, I was very fortunate. I went and met the 41 workers who were trapped in that tunnel. A very beautiful word which Manya Rijiju ji ne kaha hai ki each one of us should be a disaster resilient. When I interacted with them, I was so happy because they themselves were radiating happiness, the fortitude, the confidence, the way they battled the scene. They have given example to the entire world how to survive for 17 days, 400 hours, and how to have hope during such circumstances. I think this is the biggest lesson which has been given to us. Uttarakhand terrain is prone to geological challenges. And it is characterized by the young Himalayas. In fact, one is always reminded of 1991 Uttarkashi earthquake, which stands as a stark reminder of the region's seismic vulnerability. The terrible tragedy of Kedarnath in June 2013, which occurred in the form of a flash flood, has been recognized as one of the greatest disasters in the country, where a large number of lives were lost. In fact, one thing is definite. When you look at this number 6, it is connected to how to fix a problem. And I think the deliberations which you have done, today I'm feeling very happy that you come out with Dehradun Declaration. And beautiful mantra which you have given along with this declaration is, Earth is my mother and I am her child. And this has been, I would say, released in front of our Union Minister of Earth Science. What a beautiful coherency. In fact, even in Sikhism, in the Guru Granth Sahib, it is written, Pavan Guru Pani Pita Mata Tarat Mahan. It talks about the greatness of the earth. And I'm so happy you respected the Mother Earth as a mantra in this declaration. This 20 points and the 5 actionable perspective which you are given, and each carry 4 points. I think this 20 points which has been listed here will definitely give us a process to fight the disaster hereafter. In fact, what we have witnessed amongst us is a cosmic coherency. Coherency means this conference started and we came out of our challenge of Silkyara Tunnel. When we are closing this World Congress on Disaster Management and handing over to the Brazil chapter, at the same moment, Honorable Prime Minister is participating in 28 COP, which shows the coherency of what is being done here and what is being aspired at the world level. I think let's clap for this universal mission to fight the disasters. In fact, this number will never go out of the mind. 17 days, 400 hours, 41 to be rescued, and the environment of crisis, adversity, and challenges. But what was the most important aspect is that the lesson to be learned was all of the government approach, all of the agencies approach, and all of the options approach. This jointness, this singularity, this oneness, this focusedness was the key lesson which came out. In fact, I would say how to fight disasters at this level. The biggest lesson was the national will, the political will, hard decisions, and all those carried through the coordination, integration, jointness, and focused direction. Amount of monitoring, amount of review, amount of redirection, amount of logistics that moved was fantastic. In fact, I learned from these 41 workers what is self-control, what is self-discipline, what is fortitude, what is hope, and what was their trust in the nation. The biggest lesson which came out for us is how the leadership should take control of the situations. I think the example of leadership जो माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने हमको प्रदर्शित की है और जिस प्रकार से पूरी दुनिया से रिसोर्सेज, be it America, Slovenia, Switzerland, Australia, everyone was integrated into it. Even, I would say, technology, machines, plasma cutters, and even Astha, the belief, divinity, spirituality played its role. In fact, Mr. Arnold from Australia, ऐसा दिल करता है कि अर्नोल्ड उनको अर्नोल्ड जी कहकर बोला जाए. Because I think what we have achieved is integrating technology with the belief system. आपका सभ्यता, संस्कृति और belief system, faith, trust को किस प्रकार टेक्नोलॉजी से मिलाकर आप डिजास्टर के में किस प्रकार से जीत पा सकते हैं. United Nations Office for Disaster Risk Reduction, UNDRR, they had estimated that between 2000 to 2019, over 1.2 million lives were lost, and approximately 4.2 billion people were affected by disasters worldwide. We have to ensure that this number that was lost, we must fight for it, that we don't lose this number. I think this is a challenge for each one of us. The Sendai Framework for Disaster Risk Reduction, which was adopted in 2015, exemplifies the potential of international collaboration. This voluntary, non-binding agreement outlines 7 global targets to be achieved by 2030, emphasizing the interconnectedness of the disaster risk reduction, sustainable development, and climate change adaptation. We are very proud to state that our state disaster management administration in Uttarakhand has incorporated all 4 Sendai framework principles for operation and prevention. Calls for a clap. Disasters, whether natural or human-induced, transcend borders, necessitating a global response that prioritizes collaboration, innovation, and shared resources. As the frequency and intensity of disaster continue to rise, it becomes imperative for the international community to forge a unified front in disaster management. Science serves as the foundation for understanding the complex interplay between human activities and the natural world. Though advancements in meteorology, geology, and environmental science, we can gain insights into the patterns and triggers of natural disasters, such as extreme rainfall, floods, landslides, and earthquakes. This knowledge is crucial for disaster preparedness, mitigation, and response strategies. Technology acts as a catalyst for innovation, providing tools and solutions to address the challenges of a changing climate and natural disasters. Remote sensing technology, such as satellite imagery and radar perspectives, can provide real-time data on land use changes, deforestation, and glacier retreat, aiding in the disaster risk reduction and sustainable land management practices. It is also important that governance plays a pivotal role in establishing the framework for sustainable development. Policy reforms that incentivize eco-friendly practices, promote renewable energy sources, and regulate land use patterns are crucial for steering the state towards a sustainable future. With technology and scientific innovation, India is on the route to significant economic growth, which is expected to be accelerated by the initiative such as Make in India, Skill India, Digital India, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, and many others. And this opens up chances for planning, designing, and implementing development initiatives in various sectors in ways that do not compound the risk, but rather contribute to the process of mitigating the risk of disasters. It's true that life is uncertain and unpredictable, but only for those who do not prepare themselves for it. We cannot stop natural calamities, but we can empower ourselves with knowledge, and with the adequate disaster preparedness, many lives can be saved. Being reactive is one thing, but collectively, I think we need to urge ourselves to be more proactive. This conference, this 4 days deliberations and discussion, is very important for Himalayan region. I can understand from Uttarakhand perspective. The thoughts and the concept of DRR, disaster risk reduction, is gaining importance everywhere in the world now. Even G20 has accepted importance of disaster risk reduction. A specialized research institute for Himalayan region is the need of the hour, which focuses on 360 degrees on disaster management and mitigation, economic sustenance model, and overall well-being of the population. Our Silk Yara resilience model provides a new ray of light, and it must be studied and researched further. We have decided, in fact, I'm very happy कि माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने भी उसी क्षण कहा कि इसके ऊपर में रिसर्च होनी चाहिए, गहरी रिसर्च होनी चाहिए, ताकि इससे सबक सीखे जाए. I'm sure Dehradun Declaration will provide a guiding light for years to come. अंतिम में, आखिर में, in the last, my compliments and deep appreciation for an excellent conduct of 6th World Congress on Disaster Management 2023 in this location in graphic era. And what a pleasure to be in a hall like this. I think let's clap for the institution also. Collective gratitude for focused deliberations, discussions, and contributions toward solution, recommendation, and suggestions. Our immersive quest for proactive perspectives, preparedness, planning, and resilience building for overcoming challenges across the spectrum of disaster management profile will definitely bring success to our collective endeavors. I would like to give my personal compliments and congratulations to all those who made this event a success. I would like to compliment Dr. Ranjit Kumar Sinha. A lot of work has gone into it, and my compliments the way it has been conducted. 4 days, focused deliberations. My compliments to Dr. Durgesh Pant. Durgesh is also the name of our Devi. So very powerful, centralized job which he did. My personal thanks to Admiral D.K. Joshi, sir. 4 days you're being here with us. I think it has added value to our every effort that we've done. My personal thanks to you. I don't know, I'm today very happy meeting, listening to Shri Kiran Rijiju ji. He comes from Arunachal Pradesh, and I love that state. That state really teaches you how to be prepared for disaster management. I served for 2 years in the place that he comes from. On one side is the innocence, simplicity, humbleness of our people from Arunachal Pradesh, and second side is the fortitude, dedication, and ability to fight adversity and disasters. So when this lessons comes from him, when he talks about the topic disaster, it has got a deep and a focused meaning behind that. आखिर में, अंतिम में, I would say that this 4 days has been a period of learning, interacting, and understanding in the end that disaster is a collective challenge for the mankind, for the entire universe. And therefore, we have to be collective on finding a solution on how to tackle this problem for us. Jai Hind, Namaskar. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so very much for this wonderful deliberation. And ladies and gentlemen, what a pious addition to the Dehradun declaration. Sir ने mention किया संकल्प से सिद्धि और सिद्धि से समाधान. Sir, उत्तराखंड राज्य आपके निर्देशन में तैयार है. Thank you so very much, sir. Now, ladies and gentlemen, following the true tradition of India, we would like to felicitate the Honorable Chief Guest and the Guest of Honor with a gesture of memento. I'd like to request Honorable Rakhi Ghanshala, Madam, the Member of Board of Management, Graphic Education Society, to kindly grace the memento to Honorable Chief Guest. I would like to request, sir, if you can come forward so that we can have a gesture of honor and appreciation to Shri Kiran Rijiju ji, Honorable Cabinet Minister. I would like to request the dignitaries they can come forward so that we can have a better view of this, because it is a request from the press. And a memento to Admiral D.K. Joshi, Lieutenant Governor and today's guest of honor. And a token of appreciation to Honorable Member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha, Shri Naresh Bansal ji. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I'd like to invite on stage the founder president of Graphicera Group of Institutions, Professor Kamal Ghanshala, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon. Chief Guest, Lieutenant General Gurmeet Singh, AVSM, PVSM, USM, SM, Honorable Governor of Uttarakhand, Guest of Honor, Shri Kiran Rijiju, Honorable Cabinet Minister, Government of India, Guest of Honor, Admiral D.K. Joshi ji, AVSM, PVSM, Lieutenant Governor of Andaman and Nicobar, Shri Naresh Bansal ji, MP, Dr. Anand Babu, Professor Durgesh Pant, other dignitaries of the dais, invited guests, speakers, delegates from across the world. First of all, I like to thank all the organizers and participants of WCDM for making it a great success. See, today we have Lieutenant General Gurmeet Singh, Governor of Uttarakhand with us. जनरल साहब जब भी हमारे कैंपस में आते हैं या कहीं भी उत्तराखंड में जाते हैं, एक नई ऊर्जा का संचालन हो जाता है. हमारे साथ यूथ आइकन श्री किरण रिजिजू जी हैं, जो ऑनरेबल कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर हैं अर्थ साइंसेस. And today you have given us a new insight. We used to think only about weather forecast. So now new thing is weather management. So some of our students sitting here, I think they will take this line also they will start working for weather management. अभी यहाँ पे जो गेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर हैं एडमिरल DK जोशी जी, उनका भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद मैं करना चाहूँगा, बिकॉज फॉर ऑल 4 days ही सर्व हिज ब्लेसिंग्स। चारों दिन वो यहाँ पे थे और उनका मार्गदर्शन हमको मिलता रहा। तो आप सभी महापुरुषों का मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूँ। स्पेशली हमारे जो चीफ गेस्ट साहब हैं, ऑनरेबल गवर्नर लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल गुरमीत सिंह जी, उन्होंने अपना कीमती समय निकाला और हमारे बीच आए, तो इसके लिए बहुत बहुत हृदय से मैं उनका आभारी हूँ। गेस्ट ऑफ ऑनर किरण रिजू जी, he has come all the way from Delhi, and just after this function he will be rushing back to Delhi. तो आप यहाँ पे आए और अपने वेदर मैनेजमेंट का जो हमें एक नया डायरेक्शन दिखाया है, मैं आपका बहुत बहुत आभारी हूँ। जितने भी अभी यहाँ पे राम बाबू जी बैठे हैं कन्वीनर, उनका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद है। लेकिन उससे पहले यहाँ पे डॉक्टर सिन्हा बैठे हैं जो सेक्रेटरी हैं डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट के, उनका मार्गदर्शन हमको मिला। DIG मिस्टर RK नेगी जी हैं IPS, और whenever I used to come here, क्योंकि मेरा इसके साथ साथ अभी we are going for a medical college, तो उसका इंस्पेक्शन होने वाला है, तो मैं मॉर्निंग करीब 8 बजे से इवनिंग 9:30 तक तो वहाँ रहता था। लेकिन जब यहाँ रात को आया प्रिपरेशन देखने के लिए, मैंने हमेशा DIG साहब को यहाँ पे पाया और वो यहाँ देखते रहते थे। उनका बहुत बहुत आभारी हूँ मैं कि उन्होंने अपना कीमती वक्त हमको दिया। दुर्गेश पंत जी ने हम पे विश्वास किया, बिकॉज आई रिमेम्बर अराउंड 1 month बैक आई वेंट टू UCOST। मुझे पता चला था कि ये इतनी बड़ी जो कांग्रेस यहाँ पे होने वाली है, तो लेकिन वहाँ पे जो लोग थे उन्होंने कहा अभी आपका ऑडिटोरियम इट्स स्टिल इनकम्प्लीट, थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा, वेदर यू विल बी एबल टू डू इट। तो उस मीटिंग में जितने भी थे, कन्वीनर साहब थे, दुर्गेश पंत थे और लोग थे, उन्होंने दे हैड फेथ इन मी, उन्होंने इस जगह का सिलेक्शन किया। फाइनली हम इसको पूरा कर पाए और अच्छी तरह से इसका संचालन कर पाए, तो उन सभी लोगों का मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूँ। NDRF के ब्रिगेडियर सिंह साहब का और उनके जितने भी यहाँ पे डेलीगेट्स आ रखे हैं, उनका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूँ। और जियोलॉजिकल सर्वे ऑफ इंडिया से डॉक्टर ठपदयाल जो डिप्टी डायरेक्टर हैं, उनका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूँ, वहाँ से भी लोग आए हुए हैं। नेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ हाइड्रोलॉजी से लोग आए हैं, उनका भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूँ। वाडिया इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ हिमालयन जियोलॉजी, yesterday night I met their डायरेक्टर, उनका भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूँ, उन्होंने यहाँ पार्टिसिपेशन किया। वाइल्ड लाइफ इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ इंडिया से भी यहाँ पे लोग हैं, उनका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूँ। इंडियन स्पेस रिसर्च ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से यहाँ पे बहुत से लोग आए हैं, बहुत से साइंटिस्ट ने यहाँ पे पार्टिसिपेट किया, उनका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूँ। इसके अलावा डिस्ट्रिक्ट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, हमारी डिस्ट्रिक्ट मजिस्ट्रेट मैडम सोनिका, पुलिस पर्सनल्स जिन्होंने यहाँ पे रात दिन काम किया, मेंबर्स ऑफ प्रिंट एंड इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया जिन्होंने इस कांग्रेस को पूरी दुनिया में पहुँचाया, इन सब का भी बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूँ। इसके अलावा जितने भी यहाँ पे कैटरिंग से जुड़े हुए कर्मचारी हैं, सफाई कर्मचारी हैं और प्राइवेट सिक्योरिटी वाले लोग हैं, टेक्नीशियंस हैं, उन सब का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूँ कि आपने इस पूरे इवेंट को एक ग्रेट सक्सेस बनाया। जैसा कि एचई साहब ने बताया कि हमने मंथन करके अमृत निकाल लिया है और ये अमृत जितने भी पेपर्स यहाँ से पब्लिश होंगे इंटरनेशनल रेप्यूट के जर्नल्स में, तो वो अमृत उन पेपर्स के थ्रू पूरे वर्ल्ड तक पहुँचेगा और ये देहरादून डिक्लेरेशन बहुत लंबे समय तक याद किया जाएगा और कोट किया जाएगा। सो इसके साथ मैं आप सभी लोगों को पुनः धन्यवाद देते हुए अपनी वाणी को विराम देता हूँ। जय हिंद।
Thank you so much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, honorable guests on the dais, of the dais, may I request all of you to please rise and join us on national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
I request everybody present in the hall to please take their respective seats till the guest of honor and the chief guest departs from this hall. Thank you.
There is an announcement. All the international guests who have come from foreign countries, so for them, an escorted tour has been organized for Ganga Aarti at Rishikesh. Whosoever wants to go, kindly please stay back and give your details to Dr. Pooja from USDMA. She is here. And this will start at 2:45 from here and then bring back, drop you to your respective hotels in the evening. Thank you.